Excellent. Good evening, Dayton. Welcome to the Town of Dayton Planning Board regular meeting on this Wednesday, October 2nd, 2024. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. For a reminder, this is a public meeting being video and audio recorded for cable broadcast. Confirming the next meeting will be here on Wednesday, October 16th, 2024, starting at 7 p.m. as usual. And the first order of business, good timing, Lee, is the Hunters Hill subdivision, map 21, lots as listed on the agenda, and map 22, lots listed on the agenda, cost to complete construction proposal for Western and Sampson, and a report is provided to us here. And so the pro looks pretty straightforward. The bottom line is, this is from Long Belt. So we have the report from Western and Sampson with the amount of 57,410. And the quote is they said that's a reasonable estimate for the work outlined in the letter. And the quantities of work in that letter appear to be consistent with what is shown on the plans. And he had a list of comments there. Let me just take a look at the monetary value on Lee's estimate as well. And that is correct. And it matches the 57,410. Comments he provided were they were able to determine, based on information provided, whether the following items have been already installed, and additional costs may be appropriate to include the following: stop sign at the roadway intersection, a striped crosswalk as shown on the plans for the intersection, and a light pole at the end of the cul-de-sac. And it also provides an additional information there to account for potential future price escalation. It may be in the town's interest to request that developer carry an additional monetary contingency in the estimate for security or bonding purposes. An additional amount of approximately 10% of the estimate construction may be advisable. Is that something we typically do?
We do.
10% buffer? Okay. All right, so this wasn't a public hearing, right? So the, okay, so that's effectively what's on here. So, gentlemen, have any questions? Lee, you're here. Can you hear us okay? He's on mute. Yeah, he's on mute right now.
Am I unmuted now?
Yeah, yes. You are. Yep, we can hear you.
Yeah, yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
So the 10%, pretty standard. So I actually expected that they would request that addition, and I'm suggesting that we go to 15%, which would bring it up to $66,021.50 to account for the three items that I definitely missed. So that would add an additional just shy of $3,000 to account for the stop sign, the striping the sidewalk, and the light poles.
Okay, what was that figure again, Lee? Please repeat that.
The total at 15%, the total would be the 57,410. The 15% would be $8,611.50, and that would be bring the total to $66,021.50.
All right.
So I'm recording no comment.
Okay, so it sounds like you're in agreement here. You have no concerns or issues with what he's proposing, what they're proposing here?
No.
Okay, all right.
No issues.
Thank you. Awesome. Gentlemen, do you have any questions for the applicant? Yeah.
Sorry to bother you.
None here.
None here.
No. Concerns? Okay, so the new figure, we can adjust this, is that's 15%. So an additional $8,611.50 for the grand total of $66,021.50. So think at this point, we're just accepting the report.
So we just need a motion to accept the,
The amount.
The amount as adjusted.
I'll make a motion to accept
I'll
the
second.
amount stated
Okay,
on the letter.
all right. Well, as adjusted, right? So we got a motion and a
Yes.
second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. That's 4 ayes. All good to go here.
Great. Thanks very much. Just for informational purposes, we don't own one of the lots on Foxwood Lane. That's owned by Mr. Johnson. But we do own the other 7, and 6 of those 7 are sold.
Excellent. Excellent
Yeah.
news.
So we're well on our way there. So this is great to get this behind us now and be able to move on and start getting some building permits.
All
So
right, thank you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you very much. Great work. Thank you for coming in tonight, or calling in tonight.
Thank you. Take care.
Bye. All right, so next item on the agenda is to discuss the home occupation zoning bylaw. We have more to talk about tonight, or I thought we were gonna,
I was not sure that it was going, I didn't realize it was going on the agenda for further discussion.
okay, so,
my apologies.
yeah, so I guess, yeah, I thought maybe you're gonna take the inputs we had before and then just pass around a Word file so we can
Right,
all chop on it.
okay, that's fine, yeah.
Wanna do that?
So I'm sorry, pass them around.
He's gonna pass around electronically.
Oh,
We can all get an opportunity to review it,
okay.
and then just provide further comment, and then once you kind of get input from everybody, want to just throw it back in the agenda?
Okay, that sounds
So
good.
you'll let me know when?
Yes.
Okay, okay, that one's quick. All right, next one is, one of the near and dear subjects to my heart. Discussion of the coordination between town permitting authorities and project inspections. All right, so, because we absolutely love FlowChart. What was your quote? I have no idea what this says, but it looks really nice.
That's what my boss. I have no idea what you're talking about, but it sounds so good.
It sounds so good. Yeah. So what I have before you is effectively what we had last week with some minor tweaks. And I can take you through those tweaks. One very important tweak is that there's now a start and a finish, which, that was missing. It's like, if you look at the chart, like, where do I start? And us, it's obvious, top left. And where do you end? To us was obvious, top right, but you and I were so close to it. Like, maybe we should just make it obvious. I threw that in there just as an obvious goalpost. The other change is in the planning zoning board swim lane, where the planning board and the zoning office manager requests engineering scope of services if necessary. That happens. That happens after the applicant submits the application to either the Concom or the planning board zoning office. That is now in line and in series with that. And then the rest of this just follows like it normally did before. There was a typo that I fixed that is irrelevant at this point. But I don't know if anybody had a chance to look at this. You have any questions, concerns, tweaks you think we should do to it?
I did hand it out to Concom, building commissioner, and the town administrator.
Okay,
I sent that out last week. I haven't heard back. anything
Okay.
yet on it.
No, it looks good.
okay.
It's clear.
Yeah, so I think somebody look at this would go, okay, where does this go?
Right.
And of course, this is not one size fits all. This is what we normally expect the process to be. And obviously, if there are issues along the line,
Yeah,
there
that's
are things that we're
different.
gonna deviate, right? And this doesn't address enforcement issues, which is where the stormwater becomes involved. That's why they're specifically not listed here, because stormwater getting involved and for any corrections, that's part of the enforcement, not a normal application process thing. I'm trying to make that very, very clear here.
Yeah, this is no exceptions needed type. Perfect world with some room to deviate, but nothing serious that would need
Right.
like, word I'm looking for, like additional approvals or
Right. And
exceptions.
then the biggest change between what we do now and this, it's actually a pretty drastic change. We don't have the extra meetings. I talked about that last time.
Right.
To get the application submitted, to get the engineering services requested, to get the engineering services funded. That happens prior to us getting involved.
Correct, which it should.
It goes bang, bang,
You're
bang.
still gonna have people that are gonna miss this page, that page.
Right.
Yes.
and Things like that, and then come in and say, but I gave you all the paperwork.
But it speeds up, like we said last meeting, it's not like specific in the summer, you could go a month or two before we meet again, and then just to do something that could have been prevented. So,
Yes.
no, this is good.
Nobody. Okay. Joe, any comments, concerns, anything you want to add on here?
I think you did a great job.
Well, it's a team effort here.
All right, both of you did a great job. Proud of you.
Thanks, Joe. So, I mean, if there's no questions or concerns, the action tonight is if there are no further inputs or changes, we can vote this in, and this becomes how we do it from now on. If that's something you guys think is appropriate. Okay. All right, somebody want to make
I'll
a
make a
motion
motion.
to approve the Town of Dayton Development Application Flow Chart dated 18 September 2024 as our new workflow.
I will,
Second that.
I will make the motion, Joe second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Congratulations. Are we gonna make this like a 4-foot by 8-foot sign somewhere?
You know what? That's not a bad idea, and put it right to the.
Right outside of our window
Yeah.
of our office.
I can
Stop here.
put it on my.
If you have any questions,
You know
email.
what?
Yeah.
That'll make a statement.
We
right
can
there.
even put a QR code on here so you can scan it with your phone and download it. So we did with the plot plan over at the trail sign over
Yeah,
at Broad Cove, West Entrance. We put a QR code on there so you can go with your phone and download the trail map.
that's a great idea.
We're high tech like that.
You'll have to teach me.
Well,
I really think a nice big sign in the office somewhere.
yeah, I think so too. All kidding aside,
Exactly.
a
No,
D-sized sheet like that sideways. Okay, this is,
Well, some people like,
I mean,
some
I know
people
somebody
don't
that has
know
a-
where to start. So this is,
I know somebody who has a plotter in their office with color pens.
I mean, you're gonna make copies of these and hand it out to people as they come in.
Not D-size.
Yeah. You'll be getting an 8.5 by 11.
And I recently had an Amazon order. I was able to watch the truck actually as it drove through the town, as it made its way to my house. We could have an app where you can actually follow your progress through the flow chart live.
There you go.
At work, we got something to track procurement packages, and you can check to see where the pig is in the python. Python can eat a whole pig. Yeah. Never mind. Probably gonna get emails on that one. All right, so next one on the agenda is Grasshopper Energy, 893 Brook Street, map 16 lot 28, Western and Sampson Scope of Services. This is what the Grasshoppers have been requesting for some time from Weston and Sampson. They wanted to roll up the remainder of the support so that that project can be closed out. And Western and Sampson provided a document here on September 30th. And the subject is the 893 Brook Street Solar Stormwater Basin Construction Observation Phase D. I thought this was phases C and D.
Well, this scope of services is phase D because this is, your other phase is all done.
Got it. Okay, this is for
So
the,
this is like a new phase.
this is for wrapping up. Okay.
Yeah.
Did we hear anything back from Grasshopper on this?
I did not. I forwarded it to him. I haven't heard.
Okay, so I mean, effectively, there's a number of tasks here. Task one is on-site oversight. Task two is meeting support, and then they provide their fee to the tune of $6,900 cable to Weston and Sampson through the town of Dayton. So they said that they would, in on-site oversight, Weston and Sampson will conduct 2 construction visits, approximately 4 hours each during the construction phase of the project. This is all about the stormwater basin, right?
Mhm.
Subject is the stormwater basin construction observation. Anticipate one in the middle of construction prior to backfilling the pipe and the other after the completion of construction during natural or man-made basin testing. Weston and Sampson technical personnel will be present as technical advisors, but do not intend to serve as on-site construction managers, clerks of the work, or construction supervisors. They also, that's task 1. Task 2 is meeting support, and that's budgeted to attend 2 public meetings or hearings, assuming their attendance will be virtual. If an in-person meeting is desired, travel time and expense will be added at time and materials. That's the second set paragraph is just a formality. They can provide presentation if necessary. And then Weston and Sampson schedules, so it's 2 tasks. Weston and Sampson will begin the above scope of work within 1 week of receipt of a written notice to proceed as noted above. I guess that's the NTP, right? We assume a 5-week construction period that will reach completion before the end of 2024 construction period. And they provide their fee and their payment terms. So the applicant is not here. You guys have any comments on this? Is this like it? As far as we know? Okay, all right. Did you want to comment on this, ma'am? Please.
Lauren Bosley, 1680 Pine Street. The only concern we have is in the past, we've had a problem of dust and dirt
Correct.
being brought up and coming our way, and we just stained our entire house. And so we have a concern about that. I assume they're supposed to be using water trucks if there's dust
Okay,
or whatever, but in the case they're not because they didn't the last time. Who do we call?
Building commissioner.
building commissioner?
The building commission?
Yeah.
Now, what if it happens on a Friday or Saturday when they're not available?
Friday or Saturday, you could probably call.
Selectmen.
Yeah. With a town administrator. I'm inclined to say the business line on the police, so then they can get in touch with Jim. But I can find out. How about if I do that and I'll get in touch with you?
Great.
Okay.
That'd be great. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, and can you also just reiterate that to Grasshopper that they need to be mindful that they need to have dust remediation while they're doing the work?
Yes.
Water trucks, just so they have notice at least. So they're not asking, saying that they were never told explicitly, because we want to make sure they are. Okay,
Got it.
all right, we will do our best to make sure that doesn't become a problem.
That message will be relayed.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Karen. All right, thank you. Last one is a public hearing, which we received an email.
So,
Oh, thank you.
I'll make a motion to approve the scope.
Second.
All right, motion made and seconded for the scope of Weston and Sampson for Phase D of the Grasshopper Energy Stormwater Basin Construction Observation. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, thank you. Thank you, good night.
Have a good night.
All right, so next item on the agenda was a public hearing. We received an email on September 26th. Hi, Carrie, would like to continue the planning board hearing on 10-2, as we are still waiting for the NRAD approval. So we make a motion to continue that to October 16th.
I'll make that motion.
Motion made, second, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, okay. Somebody make a motion to approve the meeting minutes for September 18th, 2024.
I'll make that one.
I'll second. Oh, Dan.
Motion made, seconded. Give it to Dan, because he hasn't had one
I
yet.
said Dan, yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, thank you. Any correspondence, Mrs. Easterday?
No.
Any public input? Hearing none? Make a motion to adjourn.
I will make that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Good night, Cable.